Do you know this? Gene Hackman, the once vibrant acting icon, now resides as a solitary recluse within the confines of his secluded New Mexico residence. Although best known for his Oscar-winning role in The French Connection and turn as Warren Beatty's brother in Bonnie and Clyde, the 93-year-old one-time bruiser is now a lonely shadow. In this video, we will expose Gene's true life at the present time. Let's begin. Gene Hackman's childhood was marked by a series of tragic and emotionally challenging experiences which profoundly impacted his life. Born in 1930 in San Bernardino, California, his early years were characterized by constant movement due to his father's job in the newspaper business. This frequent uprooting meant that Gene had a nomadic upbringing, devoid of the stability that many children enjoy. The family's peripatetic existence eventually led them to move in with Hackman's grandparents in Danville, Illinois. However, it was in this seemingly more settled environment that Gene was exposed to a heart-wrenching incident that would leave an indelible mark on his young psyche. A beloved neighbor met a tragic end through a murder-suicide, a shocking and distressing event that Gene, despite his tender age, vividly remembered. He recalled, "I knew something really bad had happened," a statement that encapsulates the profound trauma he experienced during this time. Tragedy struck Gene Hackman once again when he was just 13 years old. His parents divorced, and his father made the agonizing decision to leave the family. The farewell was devoid of the warmth and consolation one might expect, as his father, without any ceremony, merely waved goodbye from a moving car. Gene characterized this moment as a cold and definitive adios, a stark reminder of his father's abrupt departure from his life. Reflecting on these painful experiences, Gene Hackman mused that they might have been the catalyst for his eventual career in acting. The emotional scars he carried from his childhood made him exceptionally sensitive to human behavior, with a deep understanding of how small gestures, like his father's wave, can carry profound significance. This heightened sensitivity would become an invaluable asset in his future career as an actor, allowing him to connect with and portray characters in a uniquely authentic manner. His relationship with his father was complex and fraught with difficulty, particularly when it came to discipline. Hackman admitted that his father's punishments were often harsh and excessive, describing them as going too far and being laid on pretty heavy. To find refuge and solace in the midst of this challenging environment, young Gene resorted to creating his own sanctuary, a cardboard box in their basement, which served as his personal haven. It was a simple, yet profound testament to his ability to find comfort amidst the tragedy and hardship that marked his formative years. Gene Hackman's tumultuous teenage years were further compounded by the heart-wrenching departure of his father, leaving a profound emotional impact on the young future star. In retrospect, Gene revealed that, while he wasn't bitter about his father's abandonment, he was deeply disappointed and hurt. He had loved his father, and this sudden void in his life added to the emotional burdens he carried from his troubled childhood. Hackman acknowledged that his family was far from the picture of perfection, emphasizing that dysfunctional families have sired a number of pretty good actors. This observation hinted at the emotional complexities and hardships he had to navigate within his own household, which would later become a wellspring of empathy and understanding for his acting roles. His difficult family life was not the only challenge he faced during his adolescence. School, for Gene, offered little respite from his struggles. He often kept to himself, and his shyness was a defining characteristic of his youth. He candidly noted that growing up shy was not uncommon for aspiring actors, suggesting that his introversion served as a foundation for his eventual career. He saw acting as a means to overcome his insecurities and navigate the world more confidently. Despite his quiet demeanor and reluctance to engage in school functions or dating, Gene still managed to find himself in trouble. As a teenager, he found himself spending a night in jail for an act of petty theft, having stolen candy and soda from a store. His school life took a more turbulent turn when he got into a physical altercation with the basketball coach, leading to his decision to quit school. With a strong desire for independence and a desire to escape his troubled surroundings, Gene resorted to lying about his age to join the Marines at the age of 16. However, his military career did not go as planned, and he admitted, "I was not a good Marine." His challenges with authority and direction led to disciplinary issues, despite a brief promotion to corporal, which was quickly followed by demotion. Eventually, his military service came to an abrupt end due to a serious motorcycle accident, marking another chapter in his tumultuous youth. Gene Hackman's unwavering determination to become an actor was a driving force in his life, even from a very young age. He fondly recalled that the desire to pursue acting had been burning within him since he was just 10 years old, a passion ignited by his first experience watching a movie. This early passion provided the foundation for a lifelong commitment to his craft. However, the path to becoming an actor was far from smooth for Gene. His journey was fraught with discouragement and obstacles that would have deterred many. In one significant setback, he found himself voted as least likely to succeed in an acting class, a demoralizing label for any aspiring actor. Even later, he candidly admitted, "I was not considered one of their most promising students," underscoring the doubts and skepticism he faced early on. When Gene Hackman made the pivotal decision to move to New York City to pursue his acting dreams, he encountered the harsh reality of the theater world. He understood that in the theater, nobody starts at the top, and the journey from the bottom can be a daunting and challenging endeavor. To make ends meet, he had to take on a multitude of odd jobs, ranging from being a furniture mover to working as a relief man at a drugstore, where he was treated poorly by his superiors and colleagues. One of the lowest points in his struggle was when he worked as a hotel doorman. Here, he faced not only financial hardship, but also the humiliation of encountering a former Marine officer who branded him as a sorry son of a benga. Another blow came from a former acting instructor who crossed paths with him and reiterated the belief that Hackman wouldn't amount to anything. Despite the humiliation and rejections, Gene Hackman refused to be crushed by these harsh words and critical judgments. He maintained an unyielding spirit and resilience, insisting that he would persevere no matter the odds stacked against him. He was determined not to let the insults, the demeaning jobs, or the countless rejections deter him from his dream. Gene Hackman shared a close and meaningful relationship with his mother, Lydia Hackman, who played a pivotal role in his journey towards becoming an actor. She was not just a loving mother, but also a source of inspiration and encouragement for Gene's budding passion for the performing arts. It was his mother who kindled his love for cinema, taking him to the movies, which quickly became his favorite place in the world. Lydia's influence on Gene went beyond simple trips to the cinema. She was the one who instilled in him the idea of pursuing acting as a career. Gene fondly remembered an unforgettable moment during a film screening when Lydia told him, "I want to see you do that someday." Her simple yet profound statement had a profound impact on him, serving as the catalyst that lit the fire of his aspirations. He acknowledged that having someone believe in you or provide that essential push is often the key to realizing one's dreams. However, the tragedy of Gene Hackman's life took a heartbreaking turn when in 1962, Lydia met a tragic end in a house fire. The circumstances were all the more devastating because she had apparently fallen asleep with a lit cigarette, inadvertently setting the mattress on fire. The fire claimed her life, leaving Gene profoundly bereaved. His mother had been the anchor in his life, especially after his father had left the family when Gene was just 13 years old. What made the loss even more poignant was that Lydia never had the opportunity to witness her son's acting career take flight. This was a source of deep regret for Gene, as he had always longed to share his success with her. He expressed his sorrow, lamenting that his mother had never seen him act. Gene wished he could have shown her his performance in the film I Never Sang for My Father, believing that she would have been proud and overjoyed to witness his accomplishments. The tragic death of Gene Hackman's close friend Norman Garay in 1982 also had a profound and complex impact on the actor. Hackman's work ethic, which is famously diligent, has served as a coping mechanism, helping him avoid confronting the most painful aspects of life, such as the loss of his dear friend. In an interview shortly after Gary's suicide, Hackman expressed his need to work hard, acknowledging that it was something he knew how to do and could rely on during this difficult period. While Gene Hackman has been relatively reticent about the enduring effects of Gary's death on his life, the circumstances surrounding Gary's passing and the subsequent events make it evident that it was a deeply complicated and heartbreaking situation. Norman Gary was not only a close friend, but also an entertainment lawyer who had a significant impact on Hackman's life. Gary's suicide brought about a series of distressing developments, adding to the already tragic situation. Following Gary's death, allegations emerged that some clients of Gary's law firm had been involved in a massive embezzlement scheme. These rumors were sufficiently credible that the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office assembled a task force to investigate the matter. However, the investigation ultimately cleared Gary of any wrongdoing. He had established his own law firm with Gene Hackman among his first clients, and the accusations were proven to be unsubstantiated. The situation and the subsequent media attention reflected the complexities and pressures of Hollywood, a town that often craves sensational scandals and disgrace. The abrupt loss of a dear friend, coupled with the turmoil that followed, added layers of sorrow and distress to Gene Hackman's life. Gene Hackman's journey to fame and success in Hollywood came with a significant downside, as it took a toll on his family relationships, most notably his relationship with his first wife, Faye Maltese, who had been by his side before his rise to stardom. Their marriage, which had endured for 30 years, ultimately ended in divorce in 1986, leaving a sense of drifting apart that Hackman candidly acknowledged. He attributed the strain on their relationship to the demands of his career, noting that working in the entertainment industry required a great deal of effort and love to sustain a marriage. Simultaneously, Gene Hackman found himself in a situation where he was promoting the film Twice in a Lifetime, a story that revolved around a man leaving his wife. This film's theme struck a painful chord with him, and he expressed discomfort with the comparisons being drawn between the film's narrative and his own life. He was especially sensitive to the impact on his children, stating that he didn't want to exploit them and that it was a bitter experience to relive such personal pain on screen. Gene Hackman was also open about the adverse effects of his career on his relationship with his children. He revealed that he had lost touch with his son in terms of providing guidance and support, particularly during a time when his son needed it the most. The demands of his career, including extensive travel for location films, had taken a toll on his ability to be present and provide the necessary guidance to his child. In the aftermath of these challenges, Hackman expressed deep regret for not being more present in the lives of his children. An unnamed source even disclosed that he wished he had been around more for his kids, underlining the deep sense of remorse he carried regarding his family relationships. Gene Hackman has faced a series of serious health challenges over the years, with each incident carrying its own dramatic impact on his life. In 1990, the actor narrowly averted a heart attack when he checked into a Portland hospital with severe chest pains. The cardiologist who treated him emphasized that they had intervened just in the nick of time. They performed a coronary angiogram, revealing that had they delayed any longer, the artery would have completely shut down. This near-death experience was a stark wake-up call for Hackman regarding his health. A year later, in 1991, Gene Hackman openly discussed how his heart problems led him to reevaluate and slow down in his career. He acknowledged the need to cut back on work, explaining that he had already been off for 8 months, and surprisingly, found that he didn't miss it as much as he had anticipated. It marked a significant shift in his life, with his health taking precedence over his career ambitions. In 2009, Gene Hackman decided to retire from acting altogether, citing health concerns as the primary reason for his decision. He revealed that a stress test he took in New York had been the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. The results made it clear that he needed to take it easy and prioritize his health above all else, leading to his retirement from the profession he had dedicated his life to. However, his health struggles continued to haunt him as he faced another challenging incident in 2012. At the age of 81, while cycling in Florida, he was struck by a pickup truck. The Florida Highway Patrol reported that he had suffered body and leg injuries and had to be airlifted to a hospital. Despite initial reports describing his injuries as serious, his publicist later downplayed the accident, characterizing it as minor bumps and bruises. This incident underscored the fragility of his health and the physical vulnerabilities that came with aging. Gene Hackman's illustrious career in Hollywood, while driven by his deep passion for acting, also took a toll on his mental and physical well-being, ultimately leading him to exit the entertainment industry. The stress and demands of show business reached a point where his health became a major concern, compelling him to step away from his life's calling. In 2011, Hackman revealed that his doctor had advised him to consider the well-being of his heart, given its less-than-ideal condition. This professional counsel left him with a stark realization that his health was at risk, and he should no longer subject his heart to the pressures and stress associated with his career. This realization became the pivotal factor in his decision to leave the industry he had dedicated his life to. Despite the difficulties, he confessed that he still felt a longing for the world of acting, particularly when he saw film productions taking place near his home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. He expressed a yearning to engage with the industry again, but acknowledged the necessity of prioritizing his health and well-being. Gene Hackman's departure from Hollywood was not the first time that the industry had adversely affected his mental health. After the immense success of The French Connection, he experienced a period of hardship when several consecutive films he worked on failed commercially. This challenging phase left him disheartened, and he admitted that he began accepting roles without thoroughly evaluating the scripts, a marked departure from his usual commitment to his craft. While he might have made it seem like he didn't care, he revealed that he cared deeply about his work and the outcome of his projects. The experience taught him valuable lessons about the industry's unpredictability and the importance of choosing roles carefully. In the years since Gene Hackman's departure from Hollywood, he has chosen to lead a relatively quiet life in New Mexico alongside his second wife, Betsy Arakawa. While on the surface, this might appear to be a peaceful retirement, there are suggestions that the reality is more reclusive and somber. An unnamed source characterized Hackman as a sad recluse who seldom ventures out of his home, with rare sightings of him driving in his pickup truck. It seems that he has limited his social interactions to primarily with his wife, Betsy, leading to a solitary existence during what should be the twilight years of his life. Gene Hackman's inclination to retreat from the public eye is evident in his comments about potentially returning to the world of acting. He expressed a willingness to consider acting in the comfort of his own home, with minimal intrusion and only one or two people involved in the process. This desire for privacy and seclusion aligns with his choice to focus on writing, a creative endeavor that allows him to keep a lower profile. He expressed an appreciation for the solitude writing provides, comparing it to acting but highlighting its more private nature. Regardless of his withdrawal from the public sphere, Gene Hackman has a clear idea of how he wishes to be remembered. He desires to be remembered as a decent actor and as someone who earnestly portrayed the characters he was given in an honest and genuine manner. However, it's worth noting that Hackman's legacy extends far beyond his own modest self-assessment. He is widely regarded as a brilliant actor who overcame numerous personal tragedies in his life and left an enduring and profound mark on the film industry. Besides, Gene Hackman's political affiliations and views have shown a degree of complexity and diversity over the years. While he is a known supporter of the Democratic Party, he has had noteworthy interactions with prominent figures from different political backgrounds. One striking element of Gene Hackman's political history is his pride in being included on President Richard Nixon's infamous enemies list. This list was a compilation of individuals considered political adversaries by the Nixon administration. Hackman's inclusion on this list is a testament to his willingness to voice his political views and engage in discussions even when they put him at odds with those in power. Additionally, while Hackman has identified as a supporter of the Democratic Party, he has expressed a fondness for Republican President Ronald Reagan. This demonstrates his ability to look beyond political divides and appreciate the leadership and qualities of individuals from various political affiliations. Ronald Reagan, a well-known Republican, served as the 48th President of the United States and was a prominent figure in American politics. Gene Hackman's nuanced political stance, which includes his affiliation with the Democratic Party and his admiration for President Ronald Reagan, reflects his willingness to engage with political ideas across the spectrum and appreciate leadership qualities in individuals regardless of their party affiliations. Gene Hackman's life has been filled with a diverse range of interests and activities, showcasing his multifaceted nature and passions beyond the realm of acting. In the late 1970s, Hackman delved into the world of motorsport as he competed in Sports Car Club of America races, where he maneuvered open-wheeled Formula Ford cars. His participation in the 1983 24 Hours of Daytona endurance race, driving a Dan Gurney Team Toyota, demonstrated his enthusiasm for high-speed racing. Notably, he also emerged victorious in the Long Beach Grand Prix Celebrity Race, underlining his skill and competitive spirit in the world of motorsports. His passion for sports extended to the NFL, where Gene Hackman became an avid fan of the Jacksonville Jaguars. He frequently attended Jaguars games as a guest of former head coach Jack Del Rio. This friendship had its roots in their shared connection to the University of Southern California, dating back to Del Rio's playing days. This deep appreciation for sports and his camaraderie with figures in the sports world added another dimension to Hackman's life. Hackman's interests were not limited to the realm of sports. He had a significant passion for architecture and design. By 1990, he had created 10 homes, with 2 of them being featured in Architectural Digest, a testament to his keen eye for design and aesthetics. His penchant for restoring houses was marked by an intriguing comment, "I don't know what's wrong with me. I guess I like the process, and when it's over, it's over." This involvement in architecture and design provided him with a creative outlet beyond the world of entertainment. In 2012, at the age of 81, Gene Hackman faced a physical challenge when he was struck by a pickup truck while bicycling in the Florida Keys. However, he made a full recovery and remained an active cyclist as of 2018. This resilience and continued pursuit of physical activities demonstrated his enduring determination and zest for life. What do you think about Gene Hackman's sad life? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.